Good afternoon, students, friends, parents, and other family members of our current and especially our new Alpha Chi members. Welcome. I'm Sister Cheryl Clemens, the Vice President for Academic Affairs here at Brescia University, and it's my privilege to welcome you and begin the ceremony this afternoon for our induction ceremony for new members of this prestigious Alpha Chi Honor Society. We're really glad that all of you could be here and enjoy this celebration with us. I'm particularly proud that Brescia University is home to an Alpha Chi chapter because this chapter is a wonderful expression of Brescia University's mission statement that defines our university as a Catholic liberal arts institution founded in the Ursuline tradition. While there are many scholarly societies devoted to specific disciplines such as law or medicine or literature, Alpha Chi is a national college honor society that includes members from all academic disciplines, thus embodying the liberal arts tradition and the Ursuline tradition of a well-rounded education. Brescia's mission statement also professes a commitment to personal and social transformation through education. As you may or may not know, many colleges and universities have clubs or societies or groups named after letters of the Greek alphabet. Most people are familiar with fraternities and sororities. Since its founding in Texas on February 22, 1922, Alpha Chi has become one of the premier academic societies in American higher education, with some 300 chapters all over the country. As an Ursuline institution dedicated to educating the whole person, body, mind, and spirit, it's certainly fitting that Brescia University have on its campus an organization like Alpha Chi that highlights high-quality scholarship and the ideal of using knowledge for both personal and social transformation. Brescia's mission statement further states that our institution, this particular institution of higher learning, is directed to academic and moral excellence in a student-centered environment. Alpha Chi's primary purpose, according to its official website, is to promote academic excellence and exemplary character among college and university students, and to honor those who achieve such distinction. And that's what we're here today, to honor this particular group of students here at Brescia. Membership in this society is limited academically to the top 10% of Brescia's juniors and seniors. Again, this year that's going to include a number of our online students. So harmonious are the ideals of Brescia and Alpha Chi on these 2 points, academic and moral excellence, that it's no wonder that Alpha Chi fits so smoothly into the overall life of Brescia University. Brescia's mission statement concludes with the stated goal to serve students who seek success through rewarding careers and service to others. In addition to the high scholarship expected of Alpha Chi members, they also strive for leadership and service as they work to, quote, and again, this comes from their official website, make scholarship effective for good. That is, to use their intellectual and academic gifts for the improvement of the world. We're proud that Brescia's Alpha Chi chapter was once again this past year awarded the Star Chapter status for 2012-13. That honor testifies, I think, to how well the chapter embodies not only your own chapter ideals, but also the mission statement of the university as a whole. So to current members, welcome. And I challenge you to continue to live out the Alpha Chi ideals you'll hear articulated again here today. To new members, I invite you to take seriously the commitment you will affirm today, to share the light of truth with others for the sake of good. Finally, I'd like to offer a very special Brescia welcome to all of our new online members of Alpha Chi. If everybody would turn around, please, and wave at the camera. Thanks to Brescia staffer Eddie O'Brien, we're filming today's ceremony and we'll post it this week, we hope, on our website so that the new online members can participate virtually in a tape-delayed fashion of today's event. We'll be lighting a candle during the ceremony in their honor and calling their names. Again, welcome to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Sharon. It is indeed appropriate that an organization like Alpha Chi at a university like Brescia University would begin this special ceremony with an invocation, and to do that is a member of the social work faculty, Susan Howard.
Let us pray. Good and gracious God, thank you for the many gifts you have bestowed on us, the gifts of life, health, faith, and friendship. Bless these students with us today as they embark on this academic journey. May they always use the gifts of intelligence, confidence, and compassion to help others to create a better world. May they be generous with their time and talent, and always remember to praise you as the giver of all gifts and the source of our salvation. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
We are gathered today in celebration and recognition of the significant accomplishments of these selected Brescia students. At the heart of any effective academic institution is the belief in the value of knowledge, in the power of knowledge to transform and fulfill individual lives, as well as to advance and enrich the whole of society. Students recognized today have excelled in their academic studies and rank in the top 10% of their respective classes. But moreover, each student recognized today is committed not only to personal achievement, but to the use of knowledge and talent to make a positive difference in the world. Today, we have a joint ceremony inducting members of the National Alpha Chi Honor Society, which recognizes juniors and seniors, and members of the Brescia Sophomore Honor Society, which recognizes sophomores. We will begin with the induction for the Alpha Chi members. Alpha Chi is a national honor society admitting juniors and seniors. It was founded on February 22nd, 1922, has chapters on more than 300 campuses across the United States, and has inducted more than 400,000 members. The Kentucky Delta chapter was established here at Brescia on April 24th, 1974, and has a strong tradition of promoting academic excellence, bringing academic activities to campus, and using academic talents to enrich our community. Would the elected officers of Alpha Chi please stand and come forward? The Kentucky Delta chapter of Alpha Chi is composed of the best and brightest student intellectual life in this institution of learning. Membership in this society is the highest academic honor to be achieved on this campus, and official leadership in this chapter is a high privilege and great responsibility. Therefore, as we are assembled on this important occasion, we desire to impress upon you, our duly elected officers, the high worthiness of our society and the great responsibility of your leadership in it. The success and advancement of this chapter are largely dependent on you as its leaders. The spirit of scholarship in this institution of learning will be enhanced and deepened, or it will be impoverished and retarded through you as its official representatives on our campus. This responsibility is not to be assumed lightly, but is to be undertaken advisedly, earnestly, and in full devotion to the laudable aims of Alpha Chi, the stimulation, development, and recognition of scholarship and those elements of character that make scholarship effective for good. This chapter, through its members, has chosen you as its officers, believing you best fitted to fill those places of responsibility and most worthy to lead its activities during your tenure of office.
Lynn Cox, will you, as the duly elected president of the Kentucky Delta chapter of Alpha Chi, assume the chief responsibility for promoting its welfare and devote your abilities to making this society the greatest possible force for good in this institution? Will you, in your personal and official acts, hold high the ideals of Alpha Chi and perform well all your duties as its leader? If so, repeat after me. Realizing the significance of this responsibility, I sincerely dedicate myself to the faithful performance of all its duties, to the best of my ability. May the strength of wisdom support you. As the symbol of the duties assumed by you and the power conferred upon you, we present you with this gavel and invest you with the full authority of President of the Kentucky Delta chapter of Alpha Chi. Alyssa Vincent, will you, as Vice President of this chapter of Alpha Chi, strive to acquit yourself in a manner that will enable you to be prepared to serve in the President's stead, and will you, on and off the campus and within this chapter, strive to promote the ideals of this society? If so, repeat after me. I will study to do all things well.
I will study to do all things well.
And will conscientiously fulfill. My duties as Vice President of this chapter. And in token of your affirmation herewith taken, this hand clasp confirms you in your loyalty to the opportunities and responsibilities of your office. Abby Riney, will you, as Secretary of this chapter of Alpha Chi, accept the duties of your office, keep accurately and for preservation all records of the chapter, perform faithfully all other duties of your office, and endeavor to advance the cause of scholarship in this university? If so, repeat after me. In all ways I shall study. To be approved by this chapter. And by the spirit of scholarship. These records we place in your keeping. May your faithful service aid in perpetuating the work of this society.
Will the new inductees to the Alpha Chi National Honor Society please stand? Each of you has demonstrated commitment to learning, intellectual talent, and drive to pursue truth. Together you can and will transform lives through your gifts. Please step forward as the officers call your names.
Jessie Adams is the daughter of Billy Adams. She was the 2012 New Student of the Year and is the third-year student ambassador.
Myself to uphold the purposes of Alpha Chi, striving to make its ideals my ideals in scholarship and service. Grant Collins is the son of Billy and Tracy and the brother of Blake Collins. He is the current Student Government Association treasurer, a tutor for student support services, an orientation leader, a member of Delta Epsilon Sigma, member of the golf team, and the winner of the Computer Programmer Award.
I pledge myself to uphold the purpose of Alpha Chi, striving to make its ideas my ideas in scholarship and in service.
Taylor Harper is the daughter of Frankie and Alyssa Harper. She is a member of the National Honor Society of Leadership and Success.
I pledge myself to uphold the purposes of Alpha Chi, striving to make its ideals my ideals in scholarship and service. Sarah Beth Morgan is the daughter of Bruce and Tina Morgan. She is a member of the National Honor Society of Leadership and Success, as well as Delta Epsilon Sigma. She is also the treasurer of KEA. I pledge myself to uphold the purposes of Alpha Chi, striving to make its ideals my ideals in scholarship and service.
Natalie Stone is the niece of Justice and Pat Butler. She is a member of the Social Work Club and volunteers at Wings on a Prayer.
I pledge myself to uphold the purposes of Alpha Chi, striving to make its ideals my ideals in scholarship and service. Candace Lambert is the daughter of Lisa and Clay Lambert. She is a member of KEA and the National Society of Leadership and Success. She is also in the School of Education and an orientation leader. I pledge myself to uphold the purposes of Alpha Chi, serving to make its ideals my ideals in scholarship and service.
Alyssa Vincent is the daughter of Donna and Stephen Vincent. She is a member of KEA. She is in the School of Education and is a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success.
I pledge myself to uphold the purposes of Alpha Chi, striving to
representing numerous online students who are unable to be here today for obvious reasons of distance of travel, is the Academic Dean, Sister Cheryl Clemens. And as she comes forward to light a candle on their behalf, the officers will read the names of those online students who are unable to be here.
Eliza Gentile, April Green, Amy Jones, Jesse Lemke, John Delight, Mark McGew, Michelle Magana, Zariah Parks, Caitlin Ramberger, Tashina Richards, April Savage, Andrea Sims, Kelly Smith, Lori Tillery, Casey Weber, and Jamie Williams.
In their names, I would repeat this pledge, and I would invite those who will be able to watch this at a later date to light their own candle and recite the pledge. So in their names, I say, I pledge myself to uphold the purposes of Alpha Chi, striving to make its ideals my ideals in scholarship and service.
Fellow scholars, I now proudly proclaim you members of the Alpha Chi National Honor Society. Let's have a big hand for our
The pursuit, promotion, and responsible use of scholarship is core to the mission of Brescia, and indeed all of higher education. The Brescia Sophomore Honor Society was founded in 2012 with the philosophy that these tasks are too critical to be relegated to only juniors and seniors. The students today inducted have proven records of quality scholarship and have been recognized by the Brescia faculty as individuals of strong character with ample ability to make a difference. Will the Sophomore Honor Society inductees now rise? You have each distinguished yourselves as excellent scholars and persons of character. You represent some of the greatest intellectual talent, not just in the sophomore class, but in this institution and in the whole of our community. Please step forward as your name is called.
Derek Austin is the son of Karen and Charles Austin, and he is an orientation leader. He's an SAPB, he's a peer educator in Habitat for Humanity, and is a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success.
I recognize the power of the scholarship to enhance life, enrich faith, promote positive change. I hereby commit myself to continue intellectual growth, use of academics in service to the world, and diligent for the pursuit of truth.
Patricia Crespo is the daughter of Raul and Yolanda Crespo. She is the Student Government Association Secretary, Sophomore Class Council Vice President, the National Society of Leadership and Success member, a member of Habitat for Humanity. She is a student ambassador and served as freshman class council president.
Recognizing the power of scholarship to enhance lives, enrich faith, promote positive change, I hereby commit myself to continued intellectual growth, use of academics in service to the world, and diligent pursuit of truth.
Laura Estridge is the daughter of Jimmy and Nona Estridge. She is a captain of the Brescia women's soccer team and is treasurer of Nestle.
promote positive change, I hereby commit myself to continued intellectual growth, use of academics in service to the world, and diligent pursuit of truth.
Carter Hunley is the son of Krista and Jack Hunley. He is a member of Habitat for Humanity, and he is an officer in the sophomore class council.
Recognizing the power of scholarship to enhance lives, enrich faith, and promote positive change, I hereby commit myself to continued intellectual growth, use of academics in service to the world, and diligent pursuit.
Faith Mingus is the daughter of Barry and Amy Mingus. She is in the National Society of Leadership and Success and plays for the volleyball team.
Recognizing the power of scholarship to enhance lives, enrich faith, promote positive change, I hereby commit myself to continued intellectual growth, use of academics in service to the world, and diligent pursuit of truth.
Allison Simpson is the daughter of Laura Ardwell, and she is the president of the Psychology Club and was an orientation leader at the new student orientation.
Recognizing the power of scholarship to enhance lives, enrich faith, promote positive change, I hereby commit myself to continued intellectual growth, use of academics in service to the world, and diligent pursuit of truth.
It is our pleasure to welcome you into the Brescia Sophomore Honor Society. Big round of applause, please.
It is my pleasure to introduce Josh Clary, the Dean of Students here at Brescia. He is a two-time winner of a National Alpha Chi Honor Society scholarship, and we're pleased to have him back here at Brescia again. Josh.
Good afternoon, and a special welcome to our guests, family members, and friends of our new inductees. I welcome you to Brescia University on this beautiful fall day. I'm glad you chose to spend the afternoon with us. And a special congratulations to the newest members of this Kentucky Delta chapter of Alpha Chi. This is a wonderful day for you and for those who care about you. As a proud alumnus of this very Alpha Chi chapter, I take particular pride in welcoming you to this organization and the honor roll of Brescia students who have created a great legacy that you now follow. Congratulations is also due to the faculty and staff you study with, and to your advisors, Dr. Chris T. Hart and Ms. Vicki Tinsley. I want to take the brief time I have with you this afternoon to share some thoughts on Alpha Chi's motto, taken from the Gospel of John. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. There are two aspects of this motto, which reflect the dual nature of Alpha Chi. This is not merely a society for academic achievement. As a member of Alpha Chi, you are chosen not only for your academic achievements, but for your character and your willingness to serve others. We seek truth in our scholarly endeavors, which at Brescia we explore through our liberal arts curriculum. arts are the natural habitat of the complex idea. Every day in your working life, you will practice comprehending, evaluating, or communicating complexity. Better still, by practicing the set of skills across a wide array of subjects and ways of thinking about the world, you will be exposed to unfamiliar ideas. This encounter with the unfamiliar is what drives us to think anew, to act anew, to disenthrall ourselves in order to become anew. And comfort with the unfamiliar is the currency of those who best adapt to change. But the liberal arts do not stand alone within the context of a Catholic university, as faith and reason complement each other, calling upon the best of the human spirit. These sentiments echo the words of Blessed John Paul the Great, who extolled the virtue of both faith and reason in his papal encyclical Fides et Ratio. I was first introduced to this document in one of Father Alley's philosophy courses, and its message has been a guiding point of both my personal and professional life. Faith and reason together lead us to be, and more importantly, engage us in becoming the person God calls us to be. Without reason, faith becomes mere myth or superstition. Without faith, reason is unpenetrated and frowns upon radical being. It is this radical being that hits the heart of Alpha Chi's mission. You do not just seek truth, and here I mean capital T truth, through your study of the liberal arts, but it is through the service of others that we are truly set free. Earlier this year, Pope Francis addressed this very topic in his address at World Youth Day in Brazil, and what has been called his Copacabana speech to over 3 million young people. The 3 directives Pope Francis gave that day are simple, yet complex. Go. Do not be afraid. Serve. Go. The experiences you have at Brescia, your intellectual discourses, and encounters with truth cannot be an individual exercise. Your experience and your talents are meant to be shared in community. The search for truth is like a flame that grows stronger the more that it is passed on. An individual lamp, like the lamp on the Alpha Chi emblem and the pins you received earlier, can penetrate the darkness and provide some guidance in dark times. But a room full of lamps, such as you gathered here today, can overwhelm the darkness, and more importantly, bring others into the fullness of light. Light, the light of truth, shines to all nations and reaches all corners. We are to go and share the truth with all and share the truth we seek with all we encounter. Do not be afraid. In the course of my research for my senior history thesis on Blessed John Paul II and his first pilgrimage to Poland after he was elected Pope, which, as Chris mentioned, was a paper I won a scholarship for. Give me a microphone, I want to brag a little bit about myself. I came across a wonderful story about John Paul II and that pilgrimage. The communist government in Poland had agreed to air the final Mass that John Paul celebrated in Warsaw, but they only allocated 4 hours of coverage before the signal would be cut. And this is pre-CNN, pre-24-hour news. This is sort of like the 3 channels, that we used to have here, but the 1 channel that they had in Poland. John Paul knew this and knew that the Communist Party officials planned to take time after the Mass to give their spin on the Mass and sort of denounce everything that he said. And one thing we need to remember about John Paul was that he was an actor early on in his life. And he had a great stage presence, and he knew how to stage a show. So instead of having all of the cardinals and bishops and priests being seated in this giant Mass in this auditorium as they would typically do, he had all of these officials process in and out of the arena. But he didn't just have them process in a straight line. They went all the way around the people, all the way around the main altar, and then finally took their seats. But he had them take their time about it too. When they processed in, this was a slow march. By the time they did all this in and out, and the regular Mass, there was 1 million people at this Mass as well, they had nearly gotten to the 4-hour mark. At the closing procession, John Paul knew what the time was. He knew the time was almost up. So instead of processing out, he grabbed the processional cross, held it aloft, and proclaimed to the Polish people, Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. And then the picture cut out. So all the millions of people watching around Poland, the last image they had was of John Paul II, proclaiming this message to them. In the darkest times of the Polish Solidarity movement, leaders such as Lech Walesa cited this moment as a source of hope and of inspiration. John Paul's message then was that we are not alone, that together we can bring light and truth to the darkest of times. I think Pope Francis was channeling this message when he told us to do not be afraid. We go to serve together, and we will face our challenges together. Finally, serve. If we seek the truth, and I mean really commit our intellects and our spirits to this task, Pope Francis says that service to others will become the song of our lives. Living a life liberated by truth is to live a life for others. It means overcoming our selfishness. It is serving as Christ did by bending knee and washing the feet of his brothers and sisters. We become fully alive, fully free, only when we choose to serve others. To you new members of Alpha Chi and the Sophomore Honor Society gathered here today, the task ahead of you may seem daunting, for this is but an induction, a beginning. The hard work of your lives lay ahead of you. You do not go alone, however. With the guides you have with your fellow students and officers, and your advisors and faculty here at Brescia, we embark on this journey to seek truth together. In order to be set free, you must go, do not be afraid, and serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. And now, with the unenviable task of following that, is the newly elected Alpha Chi officer, Glenn Cox, president, who will give a charge to the chapter.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us to celebrate the achievement of all our new inductees. Each year it is customary that the president of the clubs give new goals for them to achieve. It is my hope that we will first of all live up to the mission of Alpha Chi and the Sophomore Honor Society about promoting academics. We will achieve this individually through trips like the trips to the museums of Chicago and the National Convention this year in St. Louis. We will bring academic leadership to the Brescia and Owensboro community through events like the academic competition and the Teaching Excellence Award. My second hope is that this will be a year of renewal for the group. The over-enrollment for both clubs has increased and will allow us the opportunity to have a greater impact on the campus and community. Finally, I challenge the club to achieve the Star Chapter Award for the second year in a row. To make all these things possible, I encourage members to attend meetings, participate in National Convention, and help with all other events. With these things in mind, I look forward to a great year with you all. Thank you.
Before our benediction, I want to let everyone know there is a reception in the Campus Center Study Pavilion following. We have some snacks, and it's a chance to meet these new inductees and excellent scholars. So join us over in the Campus Center. And now to close our ceremony, Dr. Marlene Chase from the School of Education will give the benediction.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the beauty of this special day, the freedom to attend an institution of higher learning, the mission and vision of St. Angela and Lisa, and the Ursuline legacy of high-quality education. We thank you for your support of the administration, faculty, staff, and students at Brescia University. We ask that you continue to bless Alpha Chi Delta Chapter number 137. In the words of the Gospel of John 8:32, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Bless each person in attendance here, and provide your guidance, so that we may persist in our efforts to maintain academic excellence and exemplary character. Keep our lamps of learning burning in our lifelong quest for victory and truth. Amen. And will you join us now in the campus center, just across the way, for a reception?
And one final thank you for the music to Brett Bass.